What's up, everybody? Welcome to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, The DualShock Show, where we only talk about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Matt Mobley. With me this week, as always, is Tom Freeman.
Sup, yo.
And Alan Muir.
Sup, y'all.
He doesn't even know. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. We start every show off with a little segment we call What Are You Playing? Alan, what have you been playing this week on the PlayStations?
Well, I finished BioShock Infinite on 360.
What? Sorry?
360. It is so good. So good.
It's very, very good.
One of the best games I've ever played.
But you know something? It's better on PlayStation.
Yeah, Digital Foundry actually did a comparison between the versions, and they did find that the PlayStation version is supposed to have better frame rate and lighting or something like that. But yeah,
I really,
if you care,
I don't care.
Exactly. Have you played the original BioShock, Alan?
I played BioShock 1, 2, and this.
So he was all set.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think it's better than the original or not?
The original was like has a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And BioShock Infinite has it's fantastic, but
yeah.
There's just something about BioShock the original that just gets me every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said last week. I still think the first BioShock is very near and dear to my heart. There's no denying that. It was my first Xbox 360 game. It was one of my favorite games for a very long time. It's still one of my favorites. But I still believe that BioShock Infinite is a better game. It doesn't have the same feel. I do like the survival horror aspect of the first one, but unlike Ken Levine said in an interview, he said after the twist in the first one, the story kind of loses its steam, and this one does not do that. So that's one of the main reasons that I just appreciate this one a little bit more. So, and the padding is just nowhere near as bad as the first one.
Does it look like an easy platinum?
No, it's not. It's not an easy platinum at all.
Have you got the original BioShock Platinum?
No, I've been holding off buying it because if you buy the retail version of BioShock Infinite, you get the first one free on disc.
Yeah.
So I've been putting off buying it, and so I'll play it eventually. I'll replay it again eventually, but I still have a lot of other games that I have to finish that I've never finished before, and I've played BioShock like 2 or 3 times. So
yeah,
after a while, I'll get back. I'll get to it and I'll play it again, get some trophies. I'm sorry, Alan, I interrupted you, but BioShock Infinite is a big game, and it just sparks a lot of discussion.
Yeah, it does. I've been playing WWE 13.
Wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling. Nothing really much to say there. Syndicate, still.
Oh, why?
What's wrong with Syndicate?
It just didn't look like it was very good.
Oh, it's really good.
Who published that again?
EA.
EA. I didn't see any advertisement for that. That came out, when did it come out? Last year, didn't it? Oh.
Yeah, it came out last year.
Yeah. I've not seen much on it. I'm surprised, because you'd think EA would put a lot of marketing behind it, but yeah, I vaguely heard of it, but no. What is it?
It's, honestly, I haven't paid much attention to the story. It's like Deus Ex, in that there's these like technology and man have pretty much met and connected. So you play immersed like a soldier, and like I'm not that far into it, but from what I've seen, it's an okay game. It's not the best game. It's not as good as Deus Ex.
Right. I don't know if I'd take my time on it. But if you
The only reason I played it is because
we make a lot of jokes. We make a lot of jokes that you don't like. You don't like good games, but you like a lot of good games. You just don't.
You just don't play a lot of good games.
You have a wider range of tolerance when it comes to good and bad games.
Hey,
I beat Duke Nukem last year, so
in my cabinet I have waiting to play the Team Eco HD collection.
Well, see,
have you ever played Shadow of the Colossus before?
Oh,
no,
so good.
No, I have not.
Well, it's amazing. I'm not sure what impact it will have nowadays.
Because it's got Michael Wincott. I love that guy.
Oh, come on.
Also, the BioShock Infinite messed me up, and I needed something to take my mind off it. It was just so good. I had to play something to balance it out.
Well, if you don't want another game that's going to depress you, you probably shouldn't play Shadow of the Colossus for a little while.
Yeah.
Because that game's depressing.
Oh, no, I've got it right here. I've still got the original PS2 version I bought.
Oh man, that's such
and in its cardboard box with all its little art cards in it. Oh, but I remember playing that. I'm not sure what impact it will have nowadays because the graphics aren't groundbreaking like they were. But
graphics have never been like a big
No, but I mean, I think it'd be noticeably sparse, like playing it this generation, because there's nothing pretty much in that game when you get down to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just like a bunch of nothing.
It's a game with 16 enemies. I mean,
like it's literally just boss fight after boss fight. There's nothing else to do.
Hey, this journey, that's the best part, though, I guess.
It is a very good game.
But yeah, you really should play that. Ico, I'm not sure. That game can't hold up. I can't see that holding up.
Yeah. Because Eco, I don't know which one it is.
Oh yeah, it's probably Eco, to be fair.
It's one long fucking escort mission.
Yeah.
And the AI is shit. And the camera is shit.
and it's not even the fun kind of escort mission like BioShock Infinite is, where I saw a webcomic. Someone drew it. It was like BioShock Infinite impressions. It was like at first, and then it was a panel of just like me, hi, I'm Elizabeth. Man, escort missions suck. And then like the second panel is just them running, and she's like, I found more weapons over here. And he's like, this is awesome. So that's game developers. That's how you do an escort mission if you're gonna do it.
And I think they almost cut her out of the game.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's insane.
Would have been a bad idea, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, go on.
I played the Injustice demo.
Is that good?
It's very good.
Very good? I don't like it.
I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's I like the cinematics and whatnot. I want to play some more.
Why don't you like it?
I don't really like fighting games. The only reason I'm interested is because it's DC, and I love DC.
Well, I don't buy a lot of fighting games. I mean, I bought PlayStation All-Stars because as a PlayStation fan, I believe that every PlayStation fan should own it. But just as a piece of loyalty. No, I'm teasing, but I do really enjoy PlayStation All-Stars. And it's not very hard to like learn, and you don't really have to like master combos in that game, which I'm better at than games like fighting games like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or those kinds of things. So there's no point in buying a fighting game where you have to learn combos like those when you're me, because I'm terrible at them. I have a terrible memory. I couldn't remember the combos, and not very good at fighting games to begin with. So, and nobody comes to my house, so I'd just be playing online and getting my ass kicked all day.
Mm.
But it is fun, and I look forward to playing it with my friends because they're getting it.
How then, is it lore friendly, or just, I mean, is it respectful to the source material?
Yeah,
I mean, as far as I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Everyone looks the way they're supposed to, or according to the the story mode of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad because it's the Mortal Kombat developers. So I mean, I know they'd be good at making a fighting game, but whether they'd be faithful to DC.
I mean, they made Mortal Kombat versus DCU, but that wasn't very good. It was all right, but it wasn't very good.
I liked it, but it was a hot piece of trash.
Yeah, it's one of those where, like, if you're a DC fan, you'll be like, oh, this is kind of fun, but, it's not going to last you that long.
I'm more interested in the Young Justice game coming out in about 5 months. So I got a long wait.
Yeah, well, guess what else comes out in 5 months?
GTA.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Yep.
Hell yeah!
Which, while we're on the subject, real quick, listeners, the Grand Theft Auto 5 box art came out, was released this week, and I described it to you, but apparently Josh Mobley already described it on the GamerCast this week, and also it looks like a fucking collage, like it has for the last 13 years, and there's a helicopter in the top left corner, like always. So there you go. Alan, please go on. I apologize.
And lastly, I played MLB The Show, and I stopped it so I could do this. So I could do a podcast.
Because you love us.
Because I love the art.
Yeah, you do. And you love us. Say it.
Say it.
Because I love you guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we love you. Tom, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I'll answer your question with a question. What is the most valuable trophy on PlayStation?
A platinum.
How many platinums do you have?
I have 19.
How many do you have, Alan?
0.
Do you know how many I have?
I know that the last time I checked, I believe you had 23. Did you get another one?
Well, let's just say, this week I've been platinum grinding, and I have 27.
Jesus Christ!
So yes, I'm up there now. Happy days.
What did you platinum?
Well, I was close to platinuming a few games, and I got off my arse because it's my Easter holidays. So I thought I'd do a few of them. So got Uncharted 3.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
Let me tell you, on crushing that bit in the desert, bullshit.
Which part in the desert?
There's a bit where you
Where there's kind of a
spoilers,
sandstorm?
ladies and gents. There's like so you get out of nearly dying from not being able to find the city, and then you don't have a gun, and you start off with a load of enemies shooting at you, and you have to get a gun.
Yeah.
Dumb, so dumb.
That part and the sandstorm part after the horse riding.
Yes.
Was tough for me because of the two. I think there were two guys with.
And then you had to have you had to blow up the bloody trucks with.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid.
Not to mention, there was also that part. What was it? When Drake is hallucinating, and there's the guys
shades.
that are the shades. That was a pain in the ass. But yeah, I got that one too. That's really good. What
Mass
else?
Effect 3. I got the platinum for that. What?
Now,
it's an easy platinum.
as listeners know, I got the trilogy a while back, but I can't play it because there are so many other games that I have that I've never completed before. Wanted to finish those first. So I've been doing that, and I just stare at the trilogy on my shelf, just like, man, I really want to play Mass Effect. So, knowing that you got the Mass Effect 3 Platinum, and that you say that it's a fairly easy Platinum, I really want to do it. I really want to get it.
And I have the Mass Effect 2 Platinum. Yeah.
God damn it!
My God, you're so angry at this.
I want more. Listeners and you guys, you don't know this about me, but I hate the number 9, and I have 19 platinums. I'm so lucky that my birthday is the 10th, because I would have just gone fucking apeshit if I'd been born on the 9th.
What's wrong with the number 9?
I just hate the number 9 because I don't know why, but I always looked at it as like a teeter-totter where like one side was almost touching the ground. You're just like, God damn it, just go on the ground, God damn it. You know, it's right there on the edge of being an even 10. I don't know. It's a weird obsessive compulsive kind of thing, but I just hate the number 9, and that's why I've been trying so hard to get a 20th platinum.
That's like me saying I hate the color blue.
Well, you're welcome to hate the color blue. Go on.
Let's see. So the Mass Effect 3 Platinum is a kind of a pain because you have to go through with to carry on your Mass Effect 3 character in a new game, which I hate playing the same character again. Because why? Because you have to upgrade your gun, so it's just a bit tedious. We'll walk through till you get to sit still, upgrade your gun. And then that was the Platinum. Then I got Hitman Absolution Platinum. That was easy.
Man, I've been trying to work on that too. Like,
I got that game, and I want to know, do you have to play it stealth?
No, but I have to say, I bought. Have you played previous Hitman games?
I played Blood Money.
I tried.
Yeah. Oh, see, I love them. So I bought the HD trilogy.
I know
Not
that.
too long ago.
I know that with Absolution you don't have to play stealth, but I mean it kind of adds to the experience. I try to.
Yeah.
It doesn't work very well, but
that's
I
the
try
problem
to.
with Absolution. Like the other Hitman games, there were stealth elements, but it was more social stealth. Like it's more like dressing up and get past. But this game's more like hiding most of the time because you have a limited magic meter and rubbish
At
like
this
that.
point, yeah, I actually got him in Absolution because I had a friend say, "Oh, it's just totally easy platinum," and I was like, "That's cool. I really want another platinum." I fall in and out of it, but right now I'm stuck in the apartment.
Just doing it on the professional difficulty, or
No, I'm on hardcore because that's the lowest difficulty you can get to get the trophy.
honestly, I shot through on that because I completed the game stealthily first time, but for the trophy, I just went through the game shooting everyone. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I want that platinum, and I'll get it eventually. But right now, I'm focusing on other games. What else did you platinum?
This is the hardest platinum I got was Batman Arkham City because I had the Arkham Asylum platinum. I was like, I need the Arkham City platinum. So
I wish I could get those platinums. Like, I literally have almost all the trophies in both of them, except 100% and the challenges. And I'm shit. I'm shit at the challenges.
I say in Arkham Asylum, I nearly gave up getting the platinum because there's one of the challenges, combat challenge is shock and or extreme, and it is bullshit, that challenge.
Oh yeah, it's so hard. Like, you got to do it just right, and I can't.
You have to do it with a timer, and you have to make sure you get like the best score in each round.
The best possible. You got to chain an entire combo.
You have to use all your different gadgets and all your different moves, and you have to do it in the time limit.
Oh man, that's why like it sucks because I'll never be able to platinum that game because I'm so terrible at those.
And I got the Game of the Year edition of Batman, so I'm like, should I get 100% of trophies as well as a platinum? And I'm just like, no. I need to stop myself because there's all this stupid challenge rooms. The worst thing, though, with Arkham City is it has these stupid campaign challenge. It's just tedious, you have... If you fail it, then you have to restart 3 whole challenges again. It's just,
Not to mention there are, like, way more... of those brawling ones. Sometimes, I
really easy in Arkham City. I found I had no trouble with them. I did them first because they were fun. But Predator challenges are a lot harder in that game than they were in Arkham Asylum.
I tend to be kind of superstitious as far as where luck is concerned, because I have pretty much all the costumes for for Arkham City, and so I'll play the same one. I'll play the same level, same challenge level with a different costume over and over again, just just like whichever one I do the best with, I'm like, I'm sticking with this one for a little while.
I did all mine with the animated Batman because he looks cool.
For a while, I think it was Earth 1 Batman was the one that I had the most luck with.
My God, Batman Earth 1, such a great book.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know. No, I'm not a comic reader. I will do that one day.
One day.
One day.
And when you do, you'll love it.
You'll come to us and be like, what should I read? And we'll give you a list.
I think I will do that.
Yeah, a friend of mine said, like, I want to get into comics. What should I read? I gave him this huge list of trades, regular series that aren't even around anymore. And he's like, thanks, I only read, I'm going to try to read them. He comes back, I only read one of them.
Oh,
come on.
Gotta commit. I mean, I'm so far behind on everything at the moment in life. Got no new games. I keep getting bloody cards, like gift cards for Christmas, and just bought all these books and just not read them. I love Game of Thrones, so I'll never get around to it. I just end up watching the whole series.
I love comics. It's thanks to, my friend that was a big comic book fan that, like, I would have been one of those guys that's just like, Batman rules, but like but now I'm also the kind of guy that's like, who else rules? Fucking Booster Gold rules.
Yes.
And nobody fucking knows who Booster Gold is unless you go into the comics.
And Skeets.
Skeets is amazing. DualShock, VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast.
Oh yeah, there's probably a PlayStation comic out there.
There were some Infamous comics for a little while. I know that there was an issue that was included in the special edition of Infamous 2. Anyway, what else did you platinum? Is that all? Did you get them all?
That's all I've done this week. I don't know what the other platinums I got were, to be honest. Just happens.
The other platinums, the platinums that I've been trying to get, or that I want to get, are Dead Space, the original. All I have left is Impossible. I'm looking at my shelf right now. I want to get Borderlands 2 because I got the first one. One day maybe I might give Metal Gear Solid 3 a chance, but
that's the only possible one. Yeah,
that's the only one that's like not impossible. Resident Evil 5, which I just got back, Tom. So like, if you want to get up on that professional difficulty.
So wait till I don't have bloody farmer broadband, but
just don't be like. Just be really patient because
don't worry, I won't know the controls. I haven't played it since.
I'm fucking terrible. I'd like to platinum Resident Evil 6 as well because that's not impossible. I wish I could platinum You Don't Know Jack, but like, it's been out so long that nobody plays it online anymore.
Yeah.
And there's 4 online trophies. Like literally, I'll be like, all right. I'll go into the online servers and be like, fine game, and like not even like loading. It'll just immediately, no games are found.
That sucks.
And I want to platinum LA Noire because there's only a few left that I have for that one.
No. Yeah, platinum's I'm close to Dark Souls. That'd be so cool.
Oh, jeez.
Dragon Age Origins, that would just take way too long, but I only need like two trophies. That's it. It's like, Heavy Rain because
I have that. That was my first platinum.
It's just a pain.
It is a real pain.
And Bioshock 2, which I wish I brought down for the holidays because I'm close to getting that as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to have time again now. But, I've been playing the Hitman HD trilogy because I hadn't really touched it since I bought it. And, I forgot how dark Hitman Contracts was. It's really dark story-wise.
I hear it's dark.
There's a bit like even the first proper level is this BDSM party in Butchers, and
Jesus.
There's just this and you're like one of the assignments is to find this girl, and like take her out of there, and then it's just like 47 finds a girl in this room with a shrine around her, and it's just like pictures of her with her eyes scratched out saying bitch, bitch. And then you see her hanging upside down with her eyes cut out and her arm missing.
Jesus.
And it's got like 1950s music playing as like car air fresheners or hanging from the ceiling all around the room. And then 47's just like, I found a girl. And it's just like, oh, can you get her out of there? And then it's just like, yeah, enough to identify her. It's like,
You're like, well, that's depressing.
Charming. And then a fat guy with a butcher's meat cleaver runs at you and tries to kill you. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good fun. So I was playing that. That game stresses the crap out of me. So don't play it if you have heart problems. Let's see, what else have I been playing? Not a lot. No, that's about it. Yeah. oh, wait there. SingStar. I had my girlfriend run. My sister has a PS2, and the SingStar for her SingStar games, like the microphones work on the PS3. So I thought I'll download this crappy demo, and and it was a crappy demo. You get a minute of these terrible songs, and we sat there, and one of them's like some Spanish song. So I'm just sat there just making humming noises to the tune of it, and it was going, great, great. I was like, yeah, okay. And yeah, that was really crap. But the worst thing, so I deleted that, looked to my trophy list. It's put itself on my trophy list, hasn't it? So SingStar's
on your trophy.
For life. I can't get a trophy because it's a demo, and it's put a bloody trophy list on.
Lame.
I know, it's kind of heartbroken.
I bet that's a really easy platinum, though.
I bet I'll never do it. I can believe it. So fuck you, Sony, for putting it on my XMB and baiting me to download it and then putting it on my bloody trophy list when I don't care about it. Fuck you.
So angry.
So yeah, Matt, what have you been playing?
It's actually been not a big week for games for me because I've been really busy. I actually had some problems with joints and whatnot. My fingers and wrists are a little arthritic because I'm getting so old. Yeah. So I actually didn't play a whole lot. I did play the Injustice demo, and I really enjoyed it more than Alan did, apparently. I have only played as Batman, but I plan to go in there and play as the other two characters that are available, which are Wonder Woman and Lex Luthor. And I've played Spec Ops: The Line a lot. I still haven't finished it, but I'm planning to, and when I finish it, I'm gonna probably write an article about why you should play it, because Spec Ops Spec Ops is a good game, but it didn't do well. People just, I guess, didn't really notice it, and were like, oh, whatever, it's probably just another shooter, you know how it is.
Well, that's the problem. I think they marketed it as another shooter,
and
which is great for the experience, but not great for selling.
Yeah, because it is a shooter, yes, but it's more than that. It's very deep. It's a great game. It's a social
commentary thing, isn't it?
It's a very good game. There are a lot of hard choices to make, and that's the kind of game that I really enjoy, is when it poses a lot of choices your way that are very difficult to make. Where you're just like, man, which do I do? So, I've been playing a lot of that. That's another game that I'd like to platinum, because it does not have any online trophies. Although, I still have to, after this playthrough, I still have to do the hardest difficulty, and I'm already on the hard difficulty, and it's pretty frustrating. But I mean, just like Dead Space, I only have Impossible left on Dead Space, and if I only have like this last difficulty left to do for the platinum, fuck it, I'll do it. Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's really all that I've been playing this week, honestly. Sorry, I mean, I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend, and so, please. I spent a lot of time with her, and so we don't play as many games. Plus, I only have one controller, so, you know.
Oh.
She's been playing some BioShock. She's really enjoying it. She's finally at the halfway point of the game. And I think after listening to the last few episodes, especially last episode, she's learned maybe to pay attention to her surroundings. And watch what's going on in the game instead of staring at walls. So
that poor songbird.
So,
couldn't even get her attention.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, not paying attention over here.
Totally awesome thing here, but okay.
Totally awesome.
I guess
totally
I guess the wall's interesting.
No, that's all right.
In the Half-Life games, they have the commentary boxes where they explain how they've played, you know, they have gone through extensive play testing.
I wish more games had that.
Yeah. There's a bit where they go through, like, they say they've gone through extensive play testing where you look, you know, to make sure you see these big events. I swear my girlfriend would have still missed them. It's just, like the huge bits in just, like, episode 2 where, spoiler, the Citadel's gone, and it's just big old thing, and makes the train tracks collapse and all sorts. I swear she'd miss that.
I know, right?
God damn it.
Yeah, because you're just like, God, this is so awesome. Why aren't you looking at it? You know?
So I feel like when I'm playing games like that, I'm like, I'm like a cameraman. I must film these epic moments.
Yeah.
What's the best shot I can get? Wow.
But enough of making fun of her.
They made a movie about that. It's called Cloverfield.
She's gonna look at. She's gonna listen to this and be like, "I thought you said you're gonna stop making fun of me."
No, that's my girlfriend this time. Just say that's fine.
And I'll be like, "Well, I mean, you know, just kind of happened."
Yeah.
So enough of making fun of her. Our next segment is the PlayStation Plus deals and PlayStation Store updates. Alan, will you please kick us off and tell us what we got in North America, the U.S.?
Yes, I can.
All right, excellent. Go for it.
We got Demon Souls for free.
Download it.
No, don't download
it.
Don't download it.
Download it.
That's too frustrating for me. I'm not
download it.
I'm not gonna do that.
La la la, download it.
I played Dark Souls. And
yeah. Dark Souls is easy. Go play Demon Souls.
No, I died fighting in the very first part.
You suck.
Yeah,
go play Demon Souls.
You suck.
I don't suck.
Demon Souls.
This is how a podcast breaks down. It's just like, you suck. I don't suck, and then the podcast just ends.
Seriously though, I think everyone should at least try it. It's first without any sort of guide, but then look at, you know, see what the community say about it. I mean, they are hard, but
you know, before we move on,
if possible,
just the fact that you love pretty much punishing yourself, Tom, with these hard games, makes me think that when you do get BioShock Infinite, you'll really enjoy 1999 mode.
Yeah.
I probably will, to be honest. I love I've got the Platinum for BioShock, and there was a Survivor difficulty, which was exclusive to the PlayStation, which was a mode where bullets were scarce, health was, you know, scarce, no like the Vita chamber things.
Yeah.
So that was really good. Because BioShock 1's more of a horror game, really.
Yes.
And it made it 10 times worse because you're bricking yourself. Like, no!
Yeah. It's very scary. I'd imagine, yeah. Go on, Alan, please.
Next on the discounts, we've got The Walking Dead individual episodes. PS Plus price, $2.99 each. Or you can get the whole...
Definitely buy those.
You can get the whole thing for like $10. Or like around $10.
Do you hear that? I'm talking to my girlfriend now. Do you hear that? Buy it.
Yeah.
Buy it right now.
Rainbow Moon is you can get for $7.99. You can get the Rainbow Moon Premium Bundle for about $8.79. And you can get Rainbow Moon Melodies for about $1.59.
Awesome.
You can get Soldner X2, Final Prototype and Soldner X Himmelstürmer bundle.
Does anyone know what those games are?
I don't know what this is, but I know that it's part of a sale that's going on.
Yeah, you can get that for $6.39.
Yeah.
You can get Final Prototype for $3.99. You can get the Final Prototype Complete Bundle for $5.59. You can get Himmelstürmer for $3.99.
Oh, good old Himmelstürmer.
I'm completely just butchering these names, by the way, just saying. The Himmelstürmer soundtrack you can get for $1.59. And you can get the Final Prototype soundtrack for the same price. So,
well, there you go.
So if you like your German stuff.
Yeah. What else?
Next, notable additions / deals. You can get the demo for Injustice: Gods Among Us, as we talked about.
Yes, very good.
The Grand Theft Auto Vice City stories and Liberty City stories are available for $9.99 each.
Yes, originally PSP games, then ported to the PS2. They're now up on PSN as PS2 classics. Still no trophies.
Yeah, Rockstar, you listening?
Rockstar, you'd make so much more money if you had some trophies and then put some trophies in those bitches.
Well, they should make up for their bloody spring delay and have a HD trilogy of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas with trophies.
Well, like they could fucking make all 5 of those goddamn games. Put trophies in all 5 of them, like they did with God of War.
Well, I'd rather they ported just the PC version, because have you seen the PS2 classics versions? The loading screens are still as long, and the graphics are still as bad. I mean, I'd rather just a higher res PC port.
Look, I've said this before. I understand that making an HD classic or an HD remake of the Grand Theft Auto games would be really hard because it's a huge environment,
and the code already exists. That's the thing.
But I'm saying that I don't remember what I was saying now because I'm so frustrated at you, Rockstar. God damn it!
Well, they'd more than make their money back, wouldn't they? I mean,
but what I was saying was if they could just throw trophies in them, that would still make them a huge load of money. Like even without an HD remake, but just trophies, that would make them a lot of money.
Yep.
So, Rockstar, I've been trying to tell you this for like a year, almost 2 years now. Put some trophies in them. People buy
I guess
it.
to that point, you don't want to play a game if it doesn't have trophies, because it doesn't seem worth your time.
Because, I mean, listen, when I play the old games, I played the story missions.
Yeah.
But when I played Grand Theft Auto 4, I played all the fucking, I played all the side missions. I found all the collectibles. You know why? Trophies. It's pointless to get all the collectibles and all the side missions in the old games, because it's like, what, you get like a costume or something? Who cares? So, there you go.
Yeah. Walking Dead Episode 1 is now free for 2 weeks, which is good. All other episodes are reduced to $3.99 if you're not a PS Plus member, so get on the bandwagon. Get Walking Dead for a good price. Even though it's just $1 less, but still, it's the principle. Borderlands 2 Ultimate Vault Hunter Upgrade Pack, $4.99 or free with the Season Pass.
Yeah. It's up now.
And lastly, Mass Effect Genesis 2. It's an interactive comic similar to the comic for Mass Effect 2. It's going to cover the events of the original Mass Effect as well as the events of Mass Effect 2. So if you only bought Mass Effect 3...
Bam, there you go.
Or if you just want to see different variations and what could happen if you did this or if you did that, you can do that for about $4.
All right. So, if you're too lazy to play 3 games and you just want to play 1, there you go. Yeah. Throw down $4 and you can just get a summary.
Yeah. Or you could just read Wikipedia for $0.
I mean, I guess. But that would be easy.
Yeah. Tom, what do they got? What's happening over in the EU? That crappy store.
Yeah, we got a terrible store at the moment. I mean, like for PlayStation Plus, I feel bad for them. I mean, they get Okami HD for free this week, Lord of the Rings War in the North for free, and The Cave for free. Terrible.
I don't care about The Cave.
I'd rather have Demon Souls, to be honest.
See, we get the stuff that they want, they get the stuff we want.
Seriously.
But yeah, no, it is a good deal this week for us. So. If you're from the EU, yeah, get Plus. Especially, I mean, The Cave and Okami. Go on. Lord of the Rings War in the North, I'm not sure about.
It's a fun game. It's
yeah,
good.
For free, it's worth it.
It's a good co-op game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apart from Plus, there aren't any discounts, which is a bit weird. But for just notable additions and deals at the moment, like the US store, we have the GTA Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories for $7.99. There's a Borderlands 2 Ultimate Vault Hunter upgrade pack, again like the US store. I think that's £3.19. We have the BioShock Infinite Early Bird pack, but that's only available if you have the season pass for BioShock Infinite. So what is the DLC for that game? Because it's single player only.
Where was that? I don't know. I think it's I have no idea. I'd have to look it up.
I thought it's going to be like the first one where it's like, or the second one where it's like new vigors.
I knew there's going to be new vigors, new weapons, new stories, maybe new gear,
So yeah.
So I have no idea what is going, what all the stuff in that season pass is going to be like,
Mm-hmm. We also have the Mass Effect Genesis 2, which is, just like the Mass Effect 2 comic again you spoke about. But I'd say the good thing about that is, because you have the trilogy, like you said, Matt, but if you wanted to play a Renegade character and you couldn't be bothered to go through all the games just to try the other choices, that's a good way to do it, because you can make choices in that interactive comic.
Yeah.
That, go on your save, so you can see how it affects Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3, rather than playing through 1 and 2. So, if you don't have the time.
Yeah.
It's one other thing. Oh yeah, Devil May Cry. There's a discount this week where it's gone from full price to £29.99.
Which Devil May Cry? The new one?
The brand new one. Yep, that's gone.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that's $29.99, so that's a good deal. If you haven't played it or bought it. Wanted it. So yeah, that's
a very good game. I still have Joshua Mobley's copy.
I thought you were going to give it back to him.
I was going to, and then I forgot. I will get it back to him eventually.
I wonder what he's going to get first, that or Last of Us.
Probably Last of Us. Which is like in June now, so.
That's it for our store.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. Of course, Europe gets better stuff than we do. as always.
Matter of perspective.
Yeah, you're a big,
No,
demon.
it's a matter of fact.
Yeah.
No, I have a friend who hasn't bought Demon's Souls, and he loves Dark Souls, and he wants to play Demon's Souls with me, and the servers are different in Demon's Souls. Dark Souls, it's like worldwide global servers, but Demon's Souls split up by region, so North America, Europe, Asia.
So if he put down a North America account and got it, he
still would be able to play with me. No.
Yeah.
So that's
too bad. That's too bad. That's the only reason. Like Josh will occasionally be like we should make a European account. And it's like, well, what about the games that are region locked? He goes, well, yeah. So, all right. So those deals are pretty good. Next up is the news. This week in PlayStation. I'm going to kick it off. And then, Alan, I'm going to hand it off to you. Sound good? Or no? No, it's going to be Tom. You're going to be last.
Yeah.
Going to be last. I'm saving the best for last. So Telltale's new game, Poker Night 2, has been announced. Alan doesn't believe it, but I have no reason to disbelieve it.
I think because the licensing for this, it sounds like...
Smells funny.
Yeah, it's like saying, oh, we're going to make a movie with a whole bunch of...
Star Wars and Star Trek. And
Star Wars, Star Trek, He-Man, G.I. Joe... Incredibles, Toy Story.
Do you not remember the first Poker Night?
I've never played Poker Night.
Nope.
Listeners, we had this conversation before the show began. He was like, I don't believe it. I don't think they do that. I was like, they already did. That's why it's called Poker Night 2.
To be fair, it does sound like a nightmare, and it doesn't sound like Telltale has some money to pay for this licensing nightmare. But
apparently it was very successful. So, where am I going? I was trying to look up the other Poker Night so I could tell you what characters are in that one. Anyway, the sequel to 2010's Poker Night at the Inventory will feature Claptrap from Borderlands, Sam from Sam & Max, Brock from the Venture Brothers, and Ash from Evil Dead, with Portal's GLaDOS dealing every game. The game is supposed to hit PSN, Xbox Live, and PC this month. I'm looking up Poker Night at the Inventory for you guys because I don't know why you're like this doesn't sound right. They wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying it sounds like it'd be difficult.
Well, to be fair, it is just after April Fools, so it smells funny, man.
The first one had Tycho from Penny Arcade, Max from Sam & Max, Heavy Weapons Guy from Team Fortress 2, and Strong Bad from Homestar Runner.
Okay, I can believe that then, because they have a Valve character, Sam & Max. Yeah, I can believe that.
The first one sounds much more believable.
I'll let you off if GLaDOS is in this one and Sam & Max is in the second one as well. And maybe they have friends at Gearbox. I'll let you off, Matt.
The one thing that just doesn't sound right is Ash.
Well, I mean,
that's a movie.
Maybe they're throwing Ash down because they're remaking Evil Dead.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe they're like, hey, you want to get Ash out there? You ain't gonna make no fucking Evil Dead game. Come on. Why not throw Ash down in this Poker Night? Everybody at Telltale has like Brooklyn accents and whatnot. What about this Poker Night, huh?
Sound like Officer Dibbles from bloody Top Cat.
Also in the news, apparently Deep Silver is really hoping that this Ride to Hell series kicks off. Deep Silver announced that Ride to Hell Retribution, which was first announced back in 2008, is finally headed to stores this summer. The game is going to hit Xbox 360, who cares, PS3, and on June 25th in North America and June 28th in Europe, separate from the game. A spin-off.
I think that we shouldn't really snub the PC because the PC and PS3 are soon to be essentially intertwined. The 360 is the one we should snub.
Yeah, but I like to proclaim my hatred while just like begrudgingly admitting that the PC exists. Like I said, separate from the game, spin-off titled Ride to Hell Route 666, 666. Mark of the Beast, oh man, is headed to XBLA, PSN, and Steam in June. And finally, a mobile game, Ride to Hell Beatdown, set to release at a later date. So Deep Silver's like, man, I really hope you guys like Ride to Hell, because we're really putting all our money into it.
Honestly, the name alone smells like flop.
Yeah, it does not.
Right the hell, y'all.
It really
Retribution, y'all. Buzzwords.
It really speaks volumes that this game was announced in 2008. It's finally coming to stores. What is it? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 5 years later, and I've never heard of it. So
delayed games always turn out fine. Look at Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah, of course.
Look at no, I'm not going to say that. Look at Aliens Colonial Marines.
It's a brilliant game. You even bought the season pass. What are you talking about? Best game ever.
Oh man, you should have saved that. That would have too bad, because that would have been an excellent segue for your story, Alan. But I'll put a pin in that, because we're gonna move on to Tom. Tom, what else is in the news?
Well, I'm gonna butcher this name. The new Square Enix, Enix, is it? How would you even do it?
I hear it both ways. So
yes,
I guess either way.
So I'm just saying Enix. So screw you hippies. This new Square Enix president, Yasuke Matsuda.
I think it's Yasuke. Yasuke Matsuda. Or Matsuda. I don't know. Sometimes the pronunciation is.
Okay. Well, anyway, he plans to conduct a thorough review of the company. Matsuda says, due to the radical change of environment, I'd like to fundamentally review what works and what doesn't work for our company, then cast all of our resources towards extending what makes us successful and thoroughly squeezing out what doesn't.
Obviously, this was translated, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
But yes, I mean, squeezing out what doesn't sounds bad, doesn't it? We're getting rid of anything good. So, well, like Hitman and Tomb Raider, they were expected, and even Sleeping Dogs, were expected ridiculous targets, like Tomb Raider 5 to 6 million, and that I think it got 3.5 million, just
which is
under
still
3
very good.
Exactly. Yeah, Tomb Raider was an amazing game.
Games, especially for a brand new IP, and
not really.
Well, it's quite good. Oh, it's not really, but it's a reboot. But
it's a reboot.
It's new this, I suppose. Actually, you're right. But it's just,
third one, you can say that
it's ridiculous. And the same with Hitman. That was predicted 4.5 to 5 million, and that still did well. But and Sleeping Dogs, no one expected that outside of Square Enix to do well, because that was just true crime.
Hong Kong.
It was True Crime 3, basically.
And it was just salvaged, and, that was critically, it did really well, and everyone was surprised how good it was, and that still didn't meet its target. It's just, so squeezing out what doesn't suggested just killing Tomb Raider, killing Hitman, and killing Sleeping Dogs.
You know what I'd like? Square Enix to do a partnership with Sega and make Shenmue 3. They could do it.
Now,
would you like to play a game of Lucky Hit?
Yeah. Wait there, Matt. Can I just say, like, what's... I don't know, carry on now, I've forgotten. Whoop.
I was going to say, the 3 games that you mentioned, Tomb Raider, Hitman Absolution, and Sleeping Dogs, I finished 2 of them. I haven't finished Hitman Absolution, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah. But, still, I like all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy them all. In fact, I platinumed Sleeping Dogs. I loved it to death. But, and I think that Tomb Raider was a fantastic game. I reviewed it. You can find that review on VGU.TV. I gave it an A. I gave it an A.
I think you gave it an A+.
No, I was going to give it an A+, but then I ended up giving it an A. Because I thought that the multiplayer was lackluster, and I didn't think that it was worth an A+ because of it. But they're all very good games, and
Yep.
I think that Square Enix is putting forth unrealistic numbers.
Well, I think they've done this because they put so much these expectations on there to impress investors, because they've dumped so much money into Final Fantasy. I think they're rebooting an MMO, if I'm right. They got Versus 13, so much money spent on that. Where is that? We have, 13.2 didn't do well, especially not for a Final Fantasy game. And, and now they've got some Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, it's Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I think they've done so much money into that they need to say, we can recuperate the costs because our other franchises are going to go so well. And, they didn't go ridiculous, like you said, unrealistic targets. They didn't hit them. And now they're going to lose because, for no reason, because they're all good games, as you said. And they didn't perform terribly either. So it's just,
also,
the whole thing's ridiculous.
So I'm going to say 2 of the 3 games aren't even Square originals. They're IDOS.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. IO Interactive and
Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics. And then, I don't know, it's just stupid.
I don't know what Sleeping Dogs is.
I think
Sleeping Dogs Square Enix is. Because I know that they saved it. They they were going to trash it. They were going to trash it, and then they revived it and made it Sleeping Dogs.
I think Hitman has a chance because they acquired Hitman I think during the development of Absolution, and I think from now on IO Interactive doesn't do Hitman now because that's been handed off completely to Square Enix. So I think they'll do something new with that IP, but I'd be worried about Tomb Raider and Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs was done by United Front Games and Square Enix London.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Square Enix will invest in it. Maybe they'll do some spin-offs. I mean, I know they've been supporting it well with DLC, Sleeping Dogs at least.
Yeah.
But Tomb Raider, they're not planning on doing any single-player DLC, are they? So, which is ridiculous. That's what people think it for. But yes, Matt, but hopefully this means we'll be seeing a lot less Final Fantasy 13 and a whole lot more Kingdom Hearts 3. Matsuda is set to take over as president in June, and Josh Mobley on our site has written a rant which you can find on VGU.TV.
You can also hear the rant on GamerCast episode 46.
Yes,
it's just him going on and on about it.
I might have to listen to that because I have strong opinions about Square Enix being idiots.
Yes.
Yeah. Next story. Peter, man, people sure do love Dynasty Warriors. So, Dynasty Warriors 8.
8? They're up to 8 now? I thought they'd be up to 15.
Dynasty Warriors 8.
So, yes, Tecmo Koei's Hack and Slash Brawler series, released in Japan in February, is headed to us. It will hit that other console and PlayStation 3 on July 12th in Europe and July 16th in North America. The game will feature more than 40 new levels, 70 characters, and lots of endings. A what-if mode is also being introduced, allowing players to change events of the story to see what could have happened if they did something else.
Lame.
Who the fuck still plays these? If you have played one of these, one of the more recent entries, let us know right into the podcast on our Facebook, Twitter.
Tom, you're like the news anchor reading the teleprompter.
Oh, it's just ridiculous.
Just reading every single thing that's written down.
Hey, I wrote that bit. I'm giving myself some credit.
Yeah, he wrote the last part.
So I'd like, if you have played one of the more recent entries, let us know on Twitter, Facebook, etc., and tell us why you like them, because honestly,
Now, I know that it's as far as I'm aware, Dynasty Warriors is about I think it's 3 or 4 different Japanese factions fighting it out for controllers. I don't know what the fuck it's about. I don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
but the haphazard description that I've given makes it sound like the Japanese would probably really be into that kind of thing, because it sounds like it's very maybe history based in a way.
I'd say no.
Maybe it's an alternate take on history. Yeah.
Have you played the other games?
I don't know anything about Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, my neighbour used to have, I think it's one of the ones on PS2. It was ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. It was so dumb. So, it's just you fight like thousands of people on a field. That was the extent of the game I played.
I'd like to see a what if mode for Aliens Colonial Marines, because...
What if it was good?
Yeah, what if it was good?
Yeah. What if it was good?
What if I didn't feel like I was ripped off?
Twofold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Aliens Colonial Marines, nice job bringing it back.
Yeah. Well, I do my job. An angry Redditor has basically done the impossible. He got Sega Europe to add a disclaimer to the Aliens Colonial Marines trailers. Reddit user Subpar Dave.
Yep.
Who actually after this, he's full par. He's no longer subpar.
Full par.
Full par Dave. He contacted the ASA, which is the Advertising Standards Authority, to file a complaint against the trailers, saying that the trailers, which claimed to be compromised of in-game footage, bore no resemblance to the final game at all. When the ASA contacted Sega Europe, the publisher asserted that it wasn't their fault, saying the trailers used demo footage created with the in-game engine. Sega Europe claimed that they were not aware of these issues when the trailers were produced. Nevertheless, they have agreed to add a disclaimer on their official website and on all Aliens Colonial Marines trailers on YouTube that the footage does not reflect the final game. This funny thing, this exact thing happened with Mass Effect 3.
Uh-huh.
Because after like the ending.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the ending, except it was the Better Business Bureau, and they had to change it to say, like it said, like all your choices matter, when in fact they didn't.
Yeah.
So it's just funny to see that this type of thing happening again.
Yeah. What were you saying?
Kudos, Full Par Dave, for calling them out on their bullshit.
I was going to say that if you're on Reddit, listeners, you go on Reddit, you go onto the Aliens Reddit, on a subreddit, and find an Aliens Colonial Marines, and you manage to run across Subpar Dave, give him a congratulations. Say because as I said, I was right. I wrote this news story, and I said I personally think Sega Europe's excuse is a total load of horseshit, and I applaud Subpar Dave for calling them out on it. So, you should too. Totally do that. Please go on, Alan. We have one more news story, and then we're going into topic of the week. So
the next one is a little sad.
It's very sad, and it's something that you're very passionate about.
Very. So much that my dog is crying at my door. LucasArts has confirmed that it is shifting its focus from internal development to licensed games. As a result, roughly 150 people have been laid off, and Star Wars First Assault has been canceled.
And that, listeners, is our topic of the week. It's the LucasArts moves to licensed games.
Licensed distribution.
Licensed distribution.
Which is whoring out Star Wars games.
Basically.
To different publishers.
Now, I mentioned this earlier, before the show. We were talking about it, and I said I couldn't name a LucasArts game that isn't Indiana Jones or Star Wars or Grim Fandango, which I had never played anyway. I did mention that I have played the Raiders of the Lost Ark game a long, long time ago, and I also played a long time ago Armed and Dangerous, which I didn't know until Alan brought it up that it's a LucasArts game.
Yeah.
So really,
it was back in 2003 when they were making they're making like indie games, like Indiana Jones games, Star Wars games, but also doing like new stuff like Mercenaries.
yeah. I didn't even know that Mercenaries was a LucasArts game, and I've never played it. Which you'd think I would have, considering I love.
It's amazing. I hope
considering I love
somehow...
Saints Row and Grand Theft Auto, you'd think I'd love Mercenaries. So,
yeah.
Maybe one day. So really, what I'm going to do is, if I have something to say, I'll chip in. But really, this is going to be kind of your guys' topic. I'm going to kind of mediate, much like I did back in episode 2, when I talked to Nate Gamer and Josh Mobley about Ni no Kuni and Sly 4. So, why don't we go ahead and start it off? And Alan, you're the one that seems to be really, really passionate about this. So why don't you share your feelings? This is your chance to really get it all off your chest. And I mean, I can't imagine that the people at LucasArts or Disney are listening, but unless they're just on iTunes like, man, I want to hear what's going on in the world of PlayStation.
Well, they've written it off because I'm Jewish.
But this is your chance to get it off your chest and call them out. Go for it, Alan.
Yeah,
say your piece.
Disney bought LucasArts, or not LucasArts, Lucasfilm, in November?
Yeah, I believe it was. Somewhere around that time.
Then it was announced that all of the current projects would be on hold because they didn't want to make anything that wasn't connected to Star Wars Episode 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, I remember them saying that they were going to put off Star Wars 1313. Yes, they're Uncharted, if you will.
They were like, oh, this isn't really that important right now. We want to focus on Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah, my God.
Which was a horrible idea because, I'm not a big Star Wars games fan, but even I was like, Star Wars 13 looks pretty tight. So,
just God damn it!
And the fact that they did this just shows how little Disney cares about games. Really, because every single one of their games, they don't make.
Yeah.
Like the Toy Story game, farmed off. That awesome Pirates of the Caribbean RPG.
Oh, yes.
They canceled it for absolutely no reason.
Exactly. It's meant to be, all the previews are beaming. They love that game.
And now, before I forget, we were having a discussion about 1313 a little earlier. Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Well, 1313, because I think they're aware there is a lot of positive, I don't know what you call it. A lot of people are excited about that game. So instead of saying they've cancelled it, they say they have it on hold, which, I mean, it's probably cancelled. I think hopefully at the very least they might do something Metal Gear, Revengeance style. We have this game, we don't know what to do with it, give it to a studio and they can finish it off, kind of thing, hopefully. But I'd still say it's it's close to being cancelled. But
they're basically cancelling it without saying it's cancelled.
Yeah, trying to avoid. It's just damage control, isn't it?
I believe it was Game Informer that said that it's possible Star Wars 1313 could still be made out of licensing. So,
yeah, but who would make it?
Yeah.
I mean, LucasArts is supposed to make it. It's Star Wars, you know.
Developer I do want to see make it. They never will. Is Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they would make an awesome Star Wars game. They've already made an awesome Indiana Jones game. They made 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they pretty much set the standard for Indiana Jones. They could... And, like, I know Star Wars First Assault's canceled too, but... The perfect... Like... If
He's so frustrated.
I'm so frustrated, I can barely contain myself.
Oosa.
But the whole thing with First Assault that people are mad about is the fact that it was supposed to be the road to Battlefront 3, which yeah, as Tom did with his Squee, everyone wants.
Yeah.
Seriously, though. Oh.
And I don't know if you guys played any of them, but the Battlefronts on the PSP were just awful.
I did not.
Was it Rogues? What was it called on that?
It was like Renegade Squadron.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but Battlefront 1 and 2, amazing.
Renegade Squadron actually became it became the what's the word? That was originally Battlefront 3 that Crytek UK was working on.
Yes, the which were what were they called? The Time Splitters people.
Time Splitters?
It's the developers of Time Splitters.
I'd have to look it up. I couldn't remember. I only played like the first level of the first Time Splitters. I never played it. Anything else. I always wanted to play Time Splitters too, though.
Free Radical.
Yeah. So I wrote a feature about this on my early days when it was VGU.TV.com. I wrote a feature on this, and apparently it was very close to production, months away from being, shipped out type thing. Well, completely finished, and they got it canned, and Free Radical said the technology is dying with us. Like, they had written so much that, it was going to be land to air combat. Like, you could land on planets and there'd be a war.
There'd be a war going on the ground and in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. But it'd be proper space combat as well, not just like because they removed that in Battlefront 2. You couldn't have air combat and ground combat.
And Renegade Squadron, they actually do have that, except instead of actually going from ground to air, there's like a loading screen, and then you're in the air.
Yeah, it's supposed to be seamless. That's what they were touting in the previews, and it's just heartbreaking. There's even leaked footage. It's just, I mean, it's unbelievable. That game, everyone wants that game. You know it sells well. It's just sucks. And now that Battlefront's even less likely to come out. This just sucks. And if it does come out, what if it's given to Gearbox and they do another Aliens?
I don't think. Well, to be fair, Aliens was worked on. I'm just assuming partially by Gearbox and mainly the developer of.
Well, that's what I mean, though. It could have another situation where they're given a licensed product, and then they decide to. Oh.
Well, here's the thing. LucasArts, or the whole thing, it's a business.
Yeah.
And the only game that they put out, they haven't been putting out games regularly for years.
No.
So, like, they're putting out a lot of games during the time of the prequels.
Yeah. They come up with the best games.
But even if they did get a game that was like really good, it would somehow fall apart like Force Unleashed 2 did.
I didn't play that. the first one was kind of iffy, but I like the story.
I never really liked the first Force Unleashed demos, but I know that Josh Mobley played Force Unleashed 2, and was like, oh, it's not bad. I like it.
Yeah, the Force Unleashed. I'm not sure if this story is canon, but it's really interesting. I really like how they explain.
The story is canon.
It is canon. See, I like that take on how the Rebel Alliance is formed. Like, I mean, it's less corny than most of the Star Wars stuff out there. Like, even especially the films, really prequels. But yeah, I quite like that storyline.
Yeah.
But also, things weren't really going well at LucasArts.
No.
The president, Free Radical says it, that they went from like a former employee said, it went from being like loving working with them to just hating it because of how terrible things were being run. And the president was just a real asshole. It got to the point where Hayden Blackman, who had been at LucasArts for like maybe a decade, maybe more, he left right after in 2010 right after Force Unleashed 2. And yeah, and like in 2011, the only game they put out was Old Republic. Last year, the only game they put out was the terrible Kinect Star Wars game done by Terminal Reality.
Oh, yeah.
And even that they didn't develop.
It just really sucks. The worst thing, I think, is the loss of all these IPs they, own.
Well, not the IP. It's not the IPs.
Well,
it's
the license.
the fact that a lot of the games were liked. They didn't sell well. So, like games like Day of the Tentacle, Monkey Island, Full Throttle, Grim Fandango. Yeah. Grim Fandango is actually pretty much the last game of theirs of that style because it was just a total flop.
Yeah.
Which I heard, like, Grim Fandango, I believe, has become, like, this cult favorite.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
So, but
like, no one bought it.
That's what I mean. The thing I was going to say is now Disney owns it. They have no respect for these, these IPs and, these things they created. No respect for, well, as we've seen with games by just shutting LucasArts down outright. But I think they'll never see the light of day again, most of these, if any of them.
And, like, games that were... Games, like, they did some games that people, like, heard of, but I don't think people wouldn't even realize they were associated with it, like Sam & Max, the first one, Hit the Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back 20 years ago. Secret Weapons over in Normandy, Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe, Outlaws, Night Shift, Loom.
Yeah.
But
It's just
the real thing that kind of killed them, or that killed the cut, is the thing that made it great in the first place, which is Star Wars.
yeah.
There's so many games that are not good, like Obi-Wan, Masters of Terra Sky.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Well, they let their better bloody, the stuff they have ownership over die. Like Republic Commandos. So many people love that.
Second game was in the works, but for some reason got cancelled.
Yeah, TIE Fighter. I mean, they could reboot that series. That's got a huge following. Well, yeah, exactly. Instead of doing Old Republic, how about come out with another KOTOR game?
Because, I mean, Knights of the Republic 3 was in development for a very short time. Then it got cancelled. Much like everything.
Yeah, and the Old Republic's nearly killed even BioWare, so...
But there is a silver lining here.
Mm-hmm. Do tell.
since Disney, like I said, it's a business. They want to make money. They're not just going to give it to, say, Chrome. I don't even think they're around anymore. They're not going to give it to Codemasters.
No.
They're going to give it to the best. So.
Well, the ones with the most money, at least.
Yeah. So
Activision, EA, we're talking.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to see a Star Wars Battlefront or Star Wars FPS done by Infinity Ward or Treyarch?
Me.
Right.
Or have Codemasters do a Star Wars Episode 1 Racer remake, which I'm sure no one wants to see.
Well, considering, Crytek even, Crytek owned what used to be Free Radical, and I'm sure there must be someone's got a little USB stick somewhere with the Star Wars Battlefront code on it. Oh, just imagine if Crytek bought it. Could happen.
Yeah.
But no, I think Lucasfilm, like Alan's saying, they're gonna start pawning off the licenses. So an official statement from Lucasfilm says, after evaluating our position in the games market, we decided to shift LucasArts from an internal development to a licensing model, minimizing the company's risk while achieving a broader portfolio of quality Star Wars games. As a result of this change, we've had layoffs across the organization. We are incredibly appreciative and proud of the talented teams who have been developing our new titles. So, yeah, that basically says all our Star Wars licensed stuff's up for grabs at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And lol, we got rid of everyone.
It's a real shame, and our hearts go out to anyone who has lost their jobs, especially in this economy.
Yeah.
And we hope that you find something new as soon as possible.
Well, that's the thing. Disney have that much, so much money, one of the biggest media organizations out there, that they didn't have to lose a job. Didn't have to lay off so many people. They could have restructured it.
Hell, they could have
invested
kept
in it.
like 50 people and had it they could just have done what Double Fine is doing.
Yeah, make it smaller based, games, costume quests, stacking, castle crashes, that sort of stuff,
Well, that was Behemoth.
But that was. But I mean, like smaller style games under the license that would sell well,
and
would be relatively cheap.
That's what First Assault was supposed to be. It's supposed to be an XBLA title or a PSN title.
Yeah. So I think, is that everything we have to say about LucasArts?
Yeah, is there anything that you guys want to say about LucasArts? Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of experience with the company. I played Armed and Dangerous a long time ago. It's a very funny game. It was back in the day. It was one of my favorite games. Of course, I didn't have a whole lot of. I didn't have like my own console, so I didn't really get to get a lot of other games. But it was still a really funny game. It was a really fun game. And so, I don't have a whole lot to say for LucasArts, except that I'm sorry for everyone that's lost their jobs and hope that they find something new. And I'm very sorry about LucasArts in general, not, moving to distribution and not making their own games.
Yeah.
Alan, is there anything else that you want to say?
The people at Disney are they're just shrewd businessmen.
You don't feel that it's a wise business move?
No,
ice cold.
I'm just saying this as a fanboy.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Do we want? Are we ready to move on to community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, normally this would be this. This is the community section of the podcast. Normally, this part right here, we move on to community questions, but unfortunately, we don't have any. So that's all right. We have a lot of responses to last week's question, which will make up for it. The DualShock question of the week. First of all, we read out a question, and we send it out to you, the listeners, and you give us your answers. You respond, and we hear what you think about it. Last week, our question, after we talked extensively about BioShock Infinite, was, would you rather live in Columbia from BioShock Infinite or Rapture from BioShock 1 and 2? Tom, you haven't played BioShock Infinite, but you've seen a little bit of Columbia. I'm sure
yes, I have.
From trailers and gameplay. So, based on, and I know that you've played the first 2 BioShocks because you have the first Platinum and you've almost got the second Platinum. So, based on what you know of Columbia, why don't you kick us off and tell us, what do you think? If you could pick one of the 2 to live in, and assuming that there are no uprisings or rebellions, and that it's always peaceful all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say Rapture would be scary shit, so I wouldn't want to live there. But if this is before Uprising, I'd still say it's scary because you've got the ocean on top of you. And that's a horror. I'd be scared of leaks. I'd be having nightmares about leaks. And
that was pretty much my concern last week.
It's just no thanks. So, the mapping makes people sleep with the fishies. I don't want to sleep with the fishies. Yeah. So I think I'd rather be flying high in the sky.
Yeah. I personally said I would rather live in Rapture because I would rather live in Rapture because I'm way more afraid of heights than I am of drowning. And I'm also afraid of roller coasters, which makes going to Six Flags and Disneyland kind of a boring experience for me. But I'm too afraid of roller coasters. I don't like to go fast. I don't like to go high. And I could not handle those skylines. So, especially since I would only be supported by one arm. We got a lot of responses to this question. Also, thank you to Albert. He actually asked us this question. And we decided to turn it back on to listeners and let them answer it. Alan, I believe you said Columbia as well.
Yeah.
And so did Nate. So I'm actually the only one here that said Rapture.
Thing is, I'd just be a hermit. I just live in my area, my little corner, and just marvel over my area.
Well, I would. I mean, they're both beautiful cities.
Also, keep in mind that they don't actually. Only the police and only the cops and people had skyhooks. The regular public didn't have them.
Yeah.
So
most people will be using the air monorails and whatnot.
No, they actually the city or different parts would fly to, say, like one part would fly to the next, and like a little bridge would come out.
Yeah. Well. Oh, that's right. You're right. Anyway, we got a lot of responses for this. First of all, let's start with the person that gave us the question in the first place. Albert. Albert says, although I would be constantly scared of falling off of Columbia, I would choose that. Skyhooks for the win. So, we also got a few others. Lots of responses. My friend David Bellinger, who I mentioned earlier, he's the one that said Hitman is a totally easy platinum. So, yeah, still working on that one. He says probably Columbia for me. Nathan Gamer from VGU.TV asked if it was before or after the New Year's party in Rapture. I said no uprising or rebellion occurs. He says Rapture. I want the technology to shoot bees out of my hands more than anything.
It looked painful though if you look at when he uses that.
It does look.
It's like his
painful.
hands all stung up. Oh
yeah. There are others. I mean, like there are a few vigors that in BioShock Infinite that look painful. Like Undertow looks like it's really painful.
Devil's Kiss.
Devil's Kiss looks painful. Pretty much all of them kind of look painful. To be honest,
it's like Wolverine with the claws.
Like, literally, like, when you play it, Tom, you're going to see, like, any vigor that you get, when you, every so often before you use it, like when you're just sitting idly, your left hand will come up and do a little animation for that vigor. And it just looks so painful. It's like, oh my god.
What am I doing to this poor man?
Elaine Nicholson, old friend of mine, used to be an editor at VGU.TV until life got in the way. She says that she's with Nate. She says she'd rather live in Rapture. And says, how do you think I'd do in a white supremacist society? Not well. My girlfriend says, I don't know that I should be answering this one, given the fact that I haven't played Bioshock 1 and 2 yet. That said, having a system of skylines would be pretty badass. Plus, there have been some amazing views of Columbia thus far. The white supremacy thing, however, totally not down with that. How about we set up a Columbia for me that's completely abandoned so I can just ride skylines and shit? Which I guess is, is fair enough. But, yeah, I mean, there's a significantly less racism in Rapture. But, even disregarding that, like I said, too scared of skylines and heights. Rather live in Rapture. So, that's me. Those are all the answers, for this week's community question. This week's question, listeners, is going to reflect our topic of the week. With LucasArts being closed down, what is your favorite game by the company? What game do you love from LucasArts? Now, like I said, I don't have a lot of experience, so I'm going to have to go with Armed and Dangerous. It was very funny. It was very fun. That would be my answer. Loved the old man, Rexus. He was really funny. Alan, how about you?
Mine would probably have to be the first KOTOR.
Yeah? I've never played KOTOR. I know that Tom is shocked. He's like,
amazing.
How can you not
Well, I have a really bad laptop and it can run it, so I think you should at least try it.
Well, keep in mind that Matt doesn't like PC games.
I'm not a fan of PC games.
Well,
doesn't like having
PS3. Stick a logo in the corner or something.
Yeah. Or you could just watch like a Let's Play of it.
Yeah. I already know the twist though, so like, you know.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's like Mass Effect. It really is, well, it is Mass Effect, but with more choices.
Yeah.
Matt, have you ever played Dragon Age?
No. I played the demo for the second one.
You should try Dragon Age 2. I haven't bought that. Dragon Age Origins.
The first Dragon Age just did not appeal to me at all.
Buy the Ultimate Edition. You just need to.
Dragon Age Origins is essentially KOTOR next gen.
It's amazing.
And it is amazing. They've got a Superman cameo or Superman Easter egg in there.
Yeah, then you get the cool sword for using it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it changed. It had a great story, fantastic characters.
So much choice.
It added HK-47, who's by far one of the best game characters ever.
I've heard. I've seen things on HK-47 about how awesome he is and whatnot.
Total disregard for human life.
Amazing.
What about you, Tom? What is your favorite LucasArts game?
Sorry to be predictable, but Battlefront. Just, come on.
Battlefront.
Don't let that IP die. Don't.
That is also another game that I really enjoyed. I did play that, but
I have
Armed and Dangerous was my favorite. So.
You should see. I have a PlayStation 2 magazine with a Battlefront 2 feature. You should see how worn that magazine was because I obsessed over
just
Battlefront
reading it
2.
over and over again.
Yes, exactly.
Just looking at all the pictures.
Seriously, the original Battlefront is still. I hold it above the second.
Tom, I think this
so
is
amazing.
I think it's the first time you've been enthused on the show for anything. When just speaking about Battlefront, you're like, oh my god, I love it.
it's so well made. Like the sound effects. I'm not even that much of a fan of Star Wars, to be honest. I think Stormtroopers look badass, and yeah. But honestly, these games are so much fun. So much. Like the sound effects are perfect to the films as well. I mean, droidy cars fall apart in water, which sucks, but.
Well, they're robots.
I know, but there's a level in the original Battlefront on Kashyyyk.
Yeah, I know.
And when the droids start on an island, and all the AI spawn as droidy cars because they're powerful, and then just explode, and it sucks. Because reinforcements suffer. But no, that game is amazing. I think and if you've never played Battlefront, play Battlefront. Or watch videos to see why people love it. It's Battlefield in the Star Wars universe, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, good. So these are our favorites. Our favorite LucasArts games. Now we're turning it to you, listeners. Since LucasArts is, not making their own games, they're just going to do distribution. We're asking you, what's your favorite game by the company? And that's about going to wrap us up. So, thank you, listeners. Thank you very much for listening to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, The DualShock Show. Please visit the site VGU.TV and hang out on our forums. Tweet at us at VGU.TV. You can also find us on YouTube at VGU.TV Official. Like and subscribe to our iTunes under DualShock Show. 5 stars. Give us a little review. Sorry for the short show, but last week's show was 3 hours long, so now you have half that to listen to. We hope that you enjoyed it. DualShock also has a Facebook and Twitter. You can find us at DualShock Show for both. That's all one word. Or, if you want to tweet at us individually, Alan is at the Alan Muir. That's at TheAllanMuir. I am at MattMan07. That's with 2 T's, in case you're wondering. Tom is at Gaming Hobbyist. And if you want to play on PSN with us, this is a PlayStation show, so we all have PlayStation Network tags. Alan's gonna sigh when I tell you that Alan's PSN is that Jew boy. That's right. His PSN is all one word. That Jew boy, BOI. That's right. I am MattMan310, also with 2 T's. Some Matts spell with 1 T. I do not, because that looks weird. And I think I think that my mother thought the same thing. So, Tom is Pi_guy. That's Pi Guy, the guy with the pie. So thank you again for listening to DualShock, and we'll see you again next time. Never stop playing.